we'll go from there. So Mickey, you want to register? Sorry, record?
Yeah. It's a comic.
All right. Thank you for everyone taking time to join this session. Testoper Community's Playwright Automation Test Tool. So what we are going to learn in this particular Testoper Codathon program, we call this program as a Codathon because you are taught how to do a coding so that you can automate the testing using Playwright automation tool. So because we teach you about the coding and the automation, it's called as Testoper Codathon. So for those who do not know what Testoper community is, so we are a non-profit community and we basically revolve around 5 words. Okay, so the first word that we always say is we are an open community. So open community meaning that there is an open source, there is an open banking. So open means innovation. Okay, if you are open, you can innovate things, and we wanted our community to be open so everyone who is part of this community gets benefit from each other, whether it is from the learning point of view or getting a job or getting a business or whatever. So that's we are an open community. That's why we call it as. And the second thing we call ourselves as a people-led grassroots movement because our organization is not, we don't have any full-time employees, right? We are a non-profit registered organization and we don't have any full-time employees. Every program that we do is all run and governed by the volunteers. It's a self-governed volunteer-run organization. So that's why we call ourselves as a people-led grassroots movement. And we do this for the people, by the people. So that's the speciality of Testoper. And so, okay, fine, we are an open community, we are a people-led grassroots movement, then what do? So what we do is we help people like you and people like us and everyone to become a workforce of the future. In other words, future workforce. So what does a future workforce means? Future workforce means preparing yourself to be relevant in the market so you can be better at what you wanted to do, whether you're doing a job or whether you're an entrepreneur building your own company. Whatever it is, that's what we try to really help you to become a future workforce. And how do we make you to become a future workforce? We help you to learn and we help you to incubate a mindset, a continuous learning mindset, so that you can become a future workforce. And we will help you to continuously learn future skills and innovation. We do number of programs, right? So today's program is the Testoper Codathon. We are helping you to develop the skills. And we have programs called Testoper projects, which will help you to develop the innovation and entrepreneurship skill to build a product and become an entrepreneur. And we recently completed an artificial intelligence masterclass, which basically helps you to learn tools and frameworks more than coding, right? So we do number of programs which will really help, which really helps you to achieve that. So long story short, in a single word, Testoper community is a non-profit community. We don't run this organization for profit, and we are an open community, and we are a people-led grassroots movement run by volunteers, governed by volunteers to help each other to develop future skills and innovations through continuous learning programs. So you, me, and everyone in this call can become a future workforce. So that is what the Testoper community is all about. There are few things that I wanted to quickly share with you. So what you need to probably do is, Mickey, have you posted in the chat the WhatsApp link and all?
Yeah, I'm posting right now.
Okay, it's a Codathon WhatsApp link, okay, not masterclass. So what I wanted to really quickly show you is that we use micro. Can you see my screen, everyone, please? Hello, everyone can see my screen?
Yes, color.
Okay, awesome. So if you actually see the screen, we use Microsoft Teams for the collaboration, right? So you can see here there's number of people that we have who collaborate in our teams, right? We have more than 300 people who come together, learn together, and grow together. So you can become part of this collaboration channel, not only to learn but also to train others. And we have a job channel which allows you to post jobs and see for the jobs, and study group. We have mentor mentee and we have masterclass. So number of different channels that we have that will help you to kind of learn different things and collaborate with our community. So in order to become part of this community, what you need to do is you need to send your first name, last name, and your email address. We will add you into this community so you can get access to all the channels that we have and all the projects that we do, so you can benefit from the collaboration that happens around this particular tool. That's the first thing I wanted to say. And then the second thing I want to say is go to the Eventbrite. And if you go to the Eventbrite or Meetup, and I'm just showing you the Eventbrite for today, there is a program called Projects. If you want to become an entrepreneur and innovator, wanted to build a team and do some projects, then this is the place, this is the event to join. And we finished the artificial intelligence study group and the masterclass this week. And two new programs are starting last week. I mean, the two new programs are starting this week. Codathon, Playwright, that's where you are today. And we have another program that's starting on this Saturday. If you wanted to learn how to build apps using microservice architecture, you join that program. Then we have programs starting on August, September, and November, right? A number of programs starting during that time. So go to the Eventbrite, go to the Meetup, and follow us in different social media. Go to YouTube, like for example, just go to YouTube and search for Testoper. Right, just search for Testoper, and you will get our channel. Go there, and you can see like we have more than 119 videos. That has a lot of trainings, a lot of sessions that we have been doing for a while, right? So you can always look through them, learn from them, and so on. So those are the key things that I wanted to say. I kind of introduced what Testoper is. It's a nonprofit. Your help, your contribution, and your contribution as a learner and contribution as a volunteer will be really very helpful. And that's what the Testoper is all about. Go to the Eventbrite for the new programs. Go to the social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, and search for Testoper. Join, support this nonprofit community to help all of us learn together and grow together. So with that, I will hand over the session to Abdul and Sumit, who will be responsible for taking this session for next 3 to 4 weeks to help you all understand what Playwright is all about and learn about that tool and become good at that tool. Having said that, Abdul, over to you. You may have to share your presentation and take it forward from here.
Okay. Hello everyone. Just give a brief intro about myself. Can you see the presentation? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your
Okay.
screen, and
Okay.
we can.
Just give a background about myself. My name is Subhan Abdul. I am part of Testoper community. I work as a volunteer for program management. I'd like to thank Khader and Testoper community and Sumit to given an opportunity to give a presentation on Playwright. So let's get started with the automation tool called Playwright. So how many guys, since we have less participants, just wanted to know how many of them have heard about Playwright or any automation tool? Any volunteers?
Yeah, please feel free to unmute and speak, right? Because we are a closed community. Let's make it as a more collaborative session, please.
Yeah, hello Abdul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have heard about the Playwright because it's like very similar to a tool for automation testing like Selenium or Cypress.
That's right.
Okay.
So I just give basically the Playwright is a tool from Microsoft. It's an open source. Originally, it was owned by a Puppeteer. So same team is building this Playwright tool. It has a Node.js library, which gives one platform to automate Chromium, Firefox, and WebKit with single API. It enables cross-browser web automation, and it is very fast and reliable. That's a basic intro about Playwright. What are the key features of Playwright? The key features of Playwright is headless. It provides headless execution. It does not require an add-on. If you look at the other automation tool, for example, Selenium, in order to use go for headless, you need to have an add-on. It has a powerful feature of auto weights for elements. If I compare with Selenium, in order to have a weight, you have to use implicit weight and explicit weights. But when it comes to Playwright, it has a built-in feature of auto weights, so we don't have to worry about weighting for an element. So, for example, if you have a um, image, it takes more time to load. Then Playwright handles by itself by using a built-in feature, and it supports various languages such as C Sharp, JavaScript, TypeScript, Python, and Java. The cool feature of Playwright is it allows us to intercept the network activity, which is this feature is lacking with other tools like Selenium and the Protractor. It is there, but is not so rich as compared to Playwright. It supports emulate mobile device geolocations, permissions, and it has a built-in feature. You can able to capture the images, videos, and screenshots. Also, another cool feature is allows multiple windows can be opened with single browser instance. Again, it has another built-in feature of you can record the script what you are going to do. So next, get started installing and Playwright automation tool. So in order to install, basic requirement for install Playwright is you need to have npm installed on your system. Where can you find first you need npm needs to be installed by going to npm manager. Can you please mute yourself, please? So by installing, go to npm download and then npm manager. By downloading this Node.js library, it gets on npm gets installed in your local system, and then this command is npm install -d and Playwright. So I've already that. So it is downloading. Since I have already installed, it was pretty much quick. So npm Playwright is already installed. I have the ID used is VS Code. You can use other IDs also. I'm pretty much comfortable with VS Code. In this, the language we're using is JavaScript. So let me show you one simple script of which is used to. What it does is it launches a browser and takes a screenshot application. Let me run, then I'll explain. So this is what it does. Looks like okay. Let me go line by line about each statement. First, we have to initialize a constant Playwright, which imports the libraries. For example, I'm importing the libraries of. If I go control, so it navigates to Playwright libraries. Next is we use a async function of the JavaScript. then what we have to do is why we have to initialize a browser. If you compare to Selenium, how many people know Selenium? Anyone? Okay. In Selenium, what we do is driver controls everything, like launching a browser, launching a page, clicking at a button. But in Playwright, we don't have that. It has everything is differentiated. For launching a browser, we have a different constant. We have to get a different constant. See, here is what we do is we constant browser is a constant variable await. This is a built-in feature which allows to wait for a specific element. Uh, uh, what it does, it handles promises, whether a promise is complete or not. Then Playwright, then here you can indicate which browser you want to select, either Chromium, Firefox, or WebKit. It is pretty neat because here we don't have to download anything. It's automatically everything is downloaded by itself. But when it comes to Selenium, we have to download each browser driver. For example, if you want to launch Firefox, you need to have a Firefox driver. If you need to have a Chromium browser, you need to download the Chromium driver. But in case of Playwright, we don't have to do that. It's in one shop where you have uh, all the all the browsers available. Here in this we specify headless, and then you can control the speed. This is a cool feature. Just you have to indicate whether you need a headless or headless not, and then you can control the speed, how fast you want to execute. Here, this is something related to recording a video. Again, once the browser is initialized, now we go to create an object of a page. In order to create an object of a page, we just await context new page. So object of page is created. So then what we do is await page.goto. We go to a specific browser. See, it has a cool feature. You just go to dot, it gives you all list of autocomplete. We can select what we want. It's pretty neat. Again, this function is used to capture a screenshot. Just page dot screenshot name and then full and then true. The screenshot gets captured. After this, we close a session and then we close a browser. That's the basic functionality of a basic simple script of how does Playwright works. So right now, what I did was I don't know I'll just change the okay. What I do is see it's launching a browser. That's what it does. I don't know, for some reason it's not getting a capture. That's a basic script. If I want to launch in Firefox, I just have to modify the name. Let's launch it now.
Abdullah, I think you have two screens, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Now it's opening the Firefox.
Now it's the Firefox. See, it's got closed. Okay. See, okay. So in order to launch Firefox, I just have to give the Firefox name. Now it captured the image also. That's how it is. This is how is the beauty of Playwright. I have one more. script, what it does is you can launch your website in a specific device. Nowadays, mobile auto testing plays an important role. So here you want to make sure that a specific website, a specific app behaves properly in a specific device. So what we have to do is we just have to select which device we want to use. For example, right now here the devices, it gives a number of list of devices you can select, like iPhone 11, landscape mode, 6. Again, it also provides a Galaxy Note. Let me run in Galaxy Note 3. We'll see how does it look. In order to run, we use Node. Again, then device launch. Looks like this. Let me run in. It's pretty much simple thing. Here we insert Chromium browser and then which device we are going to use. iPhone 11 and then node and then script name. See. The browsers get launched and this is how it looks like iPhone 11 Pro. That's another cool feature of Playwright. We can emulate different browsers and geolocation. We have I will show you how we can able to record. If you want to record something, it has a Playwright Pro is a beautiful feature where we just have to record and play. There's a command called npx. Is a command what we use. npx playwright code gen. See the inspector. What it does is whatever we do, it gets recorded here. For example, I click on sign in. I enter per at gmail.com. See, again, it tells you the what is the element. Okay, that's the basic script, what I'm going to. Okay, copy it. Okay, now we just create a new script. Since we are using JavaScript, we name it as JS and then paste it here. Then we'll run it. Node. Then goes to Amazon. See, that's beautiful. That's a cool feature of Playwright, which gives us a built-in recorder. We can use it again in the recorded script. It tells you what it is doing. Here, what it does is the context of new page. Then it goes to Amazon.ca. Again, here it page.click. This what it is. It is a locator identified by text request sign in. It looks for a button. Again, next it will tell you what it is doing. Then input field where we are entering testoper@gmail.com. This is a locator, and this is what we are entering it, and then clicking on a button. Again, input type equals button. That's it. And then context.close, context.browse. These two will close the browser and session. That's another cool feature of Playwright. And then also the unique feature of Playwright is it provides us to network capturing, because other tools, this particular feature is lacking in other tools. Selenium provides, but not as beautiful as Playwright. In order to do network capturing, what we have is we have to use called built-in utility of root. What it does is goes to root. What we are doing is it captures uh, all the calls, network API calls coming into a specific website. For example, if I go to Playwright website, okay, here it is. I go to inspect network. See, we can able to capture all of them, all these URLs by using the help of Playwright. But this particular feature is missing in other tools like Selenium, Protractor. Yeah. Let me run this script. I have a script. I'll just display it to you. Node. If you look at the behind, see it is capturing all the network traffic. What are the calls coming to for a specific website? Like this, there are other things, multiple things can be done. Sumit, he is a very expert in Playwright. He will give us guidance how to do other cool features, how to automate with Playwright. So that's about my Playwright session. If you want to run, okay, there's another cool thing where with one instance you can run multiple browsers. For example, I have a once instance. I can I'm launching Playwright and then other website called audible.ca. But this is a very good feature, but this particular feature is missing in other tools. What we have to do is just we have to initialize a context of a browser. See, once the context of the browser is initialized, one is a page and audible page. Page.go to playwright.dev. I'm taking a screenshot. Another, what I'm doing is audible page.go to audible.ca. Let me run and see. You will see two browsers launching with different websites. It's audible.ca and then playwright.ca. This is a very good feature which Playwright is providing. We just have to use it and on the go. If you want to implement the same thing in other tools, it's very complex. So that's about my basic presentation about Playwright. So you guys have any question?
Yes, Abdul. Hello.
Yeah.
You mentioned that Playwright supports multiple browsers like Firefox, Chromium, and WebKit.
WebKit, yeah.
So, you know what is WebKit?
WebKit is a clone of Safari. Safari, which runs on my MacBook. In order to run the Safari on Windows, we go for WebKit. I'm right, Sumit?
So it's a Safari driver.
Safari driver, yeah.
Like a Gecko driver for Firefox.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And I think Selenium or Protector supports WebKit, or I don't think so.
So not Selenium will not support WebKit.
Yeah.
In the sense that it uses a different driver to work on Safari. So the WebKit word itself is from Apple, right? So the
Yes.
WebKit is the driver from Apple. So any tool that is there out there that supports automation on Safari will have to use WebKit.
Yeah, and the other question is while you are doing your demo, right? You click.
Yes. So
you click somewhere like Control plus click or to see the library. Like what is that?
see the okay, you just have to control. Just control, highlight. It goes to a specific library. Just control and highlight, it goes to a specific library.
Okay.
So any see.
And one more thing, when you click on screenshot.png, it goes to that path folder, right? So it directly goes to there, or?
We can specify the path where we want to store. Yeah.
On left hand side menu, there is a screenshot that last two things, right? So
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, these are the path. It gets captured here in this specific.
No, when you click on that, it shows the screenshot. But you did something, then it goes to it went to the exact folder that you.
Okay, here I mean right click and explore, reveal in the folder. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is Playwright better for taking screenshots when compared to Selenium?
It's a tricky question. So, Sumit, you want to answer this?
What's the question again?
The question was Selenium or Playwright? Which tool is better to take screenshots?
So screenshots, both of them under the hood does the same thing. Screenshot is if you're just selecting, comparing tools based on screenshot, that's not the right comparison, right? Because screenshot capabilities are almost same with both the tools.
Yeah.
Selenium has some advanced feature that has come where you can do scrolling screenshots as well for the full page for single page applications. But Playwright under the hood does almost the same thing, and it does also capture uh, all the DOM elements as well. So if you want to do line by line comparison on DOM elements, you can do it through Playwright as well.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you. So most of the tools that are built, most of the frameworks that are built, they are built on top of Selenium, right? This is a direct competitor of Selenium, and this is getting a lot of traction. Reason being, this is built by Microsoft, right?
Yeah. Plus, it also has, you don't have to download any web drivers. Like he has built-in drivers. Firefox has own driver.
Right. So Selenium doesn't have built-in driver, but a lot of framework that is spin up on top of Selenium, they also don't need. They also don't need. They also don't need to install those drivers. Like Selenide is one. You don't need to install specific drivers; they are built in. But then this is like Selenium like the drivers are built inside Selenium, right? So the
Yes.
Playwright offers that kind of flexibility. So you don't have to maintain. So let's say the framework that someone has built on top of Selenium, someone has to maintain to keep updating the drivers, right?
Yeah.
In Playwright, so if someone who is maintaining the Selenium, if he himself updates the drivers, then the top abstraction framework doesn't need to do that, right? So
Yeah.
Playwright gives that kind of core capability, right? So I would say the Selenium doesn't have this core capability, but the capability is there in other frameworks where they are using Selenium, right?
Yep. So plus it supports multiple languages, C Sharp, Python, and then as we move on, we come up with more features of Playwright. So, so any more questions? You can always reach me, me or Sumit. We can help you out with understanding Playwright. You can post questions. I'm also learning this tool. That's why I picked up to give a presentation on this.
So one more question, what do you think? Like, will it become a uh, industry standard in near future as it is developed by Microsoft and compared to Selenium or Protector or Cypress or any other tool?
Okay, the
So
thing
that's
is,
the idea. Yeah, yeah. Let me answer. That's the idea behind building this. Uh, like, it's about adoption, right? So if it depends on the community, what they adopt, and if the community adopts, how well they bring in the plugins and add-ons to this. Uh, it all depends. Again, whenever something is open source, you cannot predict how far it will go until unless the adoption is huge, right? So right
yep.
now, the adoption is increasing, but will it become a real competition to Selenium? We cannot tell at this point.
Because because Protector is developed on top of Selenium, right? So it was become very popular compared to Selenium, and then suddenly uh, they stop the upgrading or
So
something.
Protector had a niche area, right? So
Yeah.
Protector was mainly used for Angular front,
Angular, yeah.
right? Now a lot of like Selenite is one, right? Now Selenite is also very popular. Reason being because the ease of coding in Selenite, right? So everything is built in. You attach your functions directly to the objects, so the readability is much better. So every framework has its own code in terms of why it was built, what area of weakness it is targeting on Selenium, and then I would say a lot of companies right now are running Selenium behind the hood and working perfectly, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're earning uh, great community penetration as well as that's the business model, right? Now, how much Playwright will get to that place, we cannot say at this point of time, depending on how much development uh, continues on Playwright and how much community gets built on top of it.
Yeah, because Cypress was another tool that's gained more popularity right now
Cypress,
nowadays,
Cypress was only popular with developers
Yep.
because it only used to run on Chrome,
right?
right? So
Yeah.
anyone who needs to test, because they were developing in JavaScript, if anyone needs to test something, they can just pin up a Cypress test and run it, right? Now, again, as I said, it's every framework is trying to target someone, right?
Yeah.
Now, Playwright is trying to target uh, both dev and test community, and let's see where it goes. But for now, the adoption is really gaining momentum, and it's becoming a very popular tool in itself.
Yeah.
Yep. So these are where videos are captured. So, yeah. Oops. think for some reason, yeah, some reason, okay. See, it captures a video of execution, right? So, Khadar, are you there? So, any more
Hey guys,
questions?
sorry, I was talking on the mute.
Sorry, yeah, okay, sorry. So that's it from my end, Kader. I'm done with my presentation.
This is really good, and I'm happy to see, Pankaj, you're always been with us and always learning. I'm very happy. And Jesse, that's you, right? JY. Uh, yeah, and then those, Mallory, I think Parva, uh, Parva, I think you're new, right? So send your first name, last name. We'll be happy to add you into the Microsoft Teams. Rest of them are all our regular members. I trust you enjoyed and you learned something. We have 3 more sessions of this, and I'm looking forward. Let's make sure that all 11 of us continue the next 3 sessions and get the certificate of attendance and also learn from Abdul and Sumit together about this awesome tool. I like to give a special thanks to Abdul. This is what I really wanted to happen in Testoper, right? For me, it is a success. Why it is success is because, see, Abdul in the last year, he was learning and now he's training, right? This is what I call it as a true open community and people at grassroots movement who help each other for each other's growth. And thanks, Abdul, for taking the lead and wanting to deliver this session. And I also wanted to thank Sumit. Sumit has been taking the session for a long, long time, and now been training Abdul to become more expert and become, good in his career and confidence and many others, right?
Yeah.
So I also wanted to thank Sumit for that. And I wanted to really see many of us do that, and that's the only way we can grow and the community can grow. So with that, thanks a lot for joining everyone, and I'm looking forward to see every one of you. Without fail, 11 of us joining in our next session, same day, Wednesday, tomorrow. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks, Sumit, Kader, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Thank
Have
you.
a nice
Great
day.
session, Abdul.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.